The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good. Billy Ray feeling good, Lewis. Going back to 9/11, Boyd Jeffries was up near the top of Tower 1, and I think they had 46 people there. A lot of them it was all bond area. They were the technical bond department there, so I had 3 students in that group. Is a husband and wife and a nephew, and all 3 of those lost their life that day. But Boyd Jeffries, what a stand-up guy he was. You know, they didn't get their money for many years, the 2,900 people that lost their lives and the families. Boyd Jeffries, for 10 years, folks, paid the full salaries of every employee that died. He paid it to their heirs. And then if the person made the money, they could also get taken off the list so somebody else would get the money. But that's really being, stand up, because that came, right off the bottom line. Let's talk a little bit about Norm Winski. He'll be our guest here today. I wanted to mention when I do these charts and stuff, I said this looked like a really bearish scenario coming in here this weekend. I said the only thing that would make that negative would be the fact that if the market would take out Friday's high, and that was at 44.78 in the E-mini S&P in the September market. And of course, we went another 20 handles higher in that. But my reasoning behind that, folks, was an astrological reason. I spoke quite a bit over the weekend with Shane Smolian, because I wanted to bring this to your attention here. I'll get to the dollar index in just a little bit, but I wanted to show you the pattern that we had. Now, this is the December contract that we have coming up. And it's the aspects that I'm looking at, folks. We have Venus squared Uranus here. Again, you're going to be able to see it here. We had it again back here on August the 9th. We have the same thing going right now, but what I didn't realize was the fact that we were going to have a big move in Tesla, and that's what really started the NASDAQ moving, and then Apple, and then all the others lined up, and it got all the way up here. Now, but I still believe that this may be a key day to the downside. I know it seems ridiculous, but the fact that these things have been working so well over the years, this is the one right here, this particular aspect that we're looking at, this Venus squared Uranus, the Venus-Uranus aspect was the one on October the 2nd of 1987. The market topped on August the 25th with harmonic convergence with 5 planets lined up. And then on October the 2nd, it was making a Venus-Uranus conjunction. Same type of aspect, very, very powerful. And from there, it went down into October the 19th. But I don't think that's going to happen this way. But those aspects have been quite negative in the past. It's certainly not negative today, but by golly, that's what they've been in the past. So we're going to pay close attention. The bond market keeps going lower. I noticed that we just broke 118 to the downside. Yes, there will be a rally someday. It might be related to the dollar index. And let's take a look at the dollar index, what it did last night, okay? Because that's another one that looks, really interesting from a technical standpoint. We'll get this up here. You'll be able to see it. We're going to start out with the weekly chart, because I mentioned it in the video that I sent out Sunday night. I said, watch this, because it's got a real chance either to bust out to the upside, or it could stop right here, and it stopped right there. So let's just get up here, and you're going to see it. I'm going to show you both ways, because it's going to show you the bearishness that happened in this. There's your weekly chart. I mentioned you were up 8 weeks. Just being up 8 weeks puts it in the outlier event, much like when you were up 8 weeks here and 8 weeks here. This is the same thing we were seeing here, was 8 weeks up. Well, that's what occurred. It started out in the dollar yen. The dollar yen really got hammered, and that's what started the whole thing. Then the pound took off, and then the euro took off, but the dollar index continued to move to the downside. And this is what I'd like to show you, because we talk about these ratios quite a bit. Boy, this is not much fun when these things don't come up like the way they should, but let's just try it again here. Okay, get the share screen here. Come on. Uh-oh, something's wrong. Not good, not good. Okay, now this is a 15-minute chart on the dollar index, and it was a 15-minute. We're going to get it again. If I have to pump it out here 3 times, we're going to get it because it's, from a technical standpoint, it tells you what direction that trend has been going all day, and it has continued to be going that day. And we're going to try it for the 3rd time. You know, think it maybe one more time, and then we'll not try it anymore, but this will be the one that it works, I'm sure. Look at this. I'm going to press quiet, softly. Well, folks, that's it. If you want to see it, look it up yourself. It's a 15-minute chart. What it's going to show you is a beautiful 382 retracement, 1.5 hour after the opening, another one 2 hours into the opening, and another one as the market started to move to the downside. All it was doing was making those 382s and then down, down, and down. That's what's telling you that the market has made a significant top in the U.S. dollar here. This may mean that the U.S. dollar is going to pull gold down, or it could release gold to the upside. We'll have to wait and see. Great deal of resistance at 319.55 in the Dow Jones. In the gold, we hit 354, 1954. Sorry, folks, I've been up most of the night because I've had such terrible technical problems. I had electrical storm here. That's why you didn't get an early morning video. I didn't have data till almost 10 o'clock New York time, 7 o'clock my time. And then I had to refresh it and everything. But I wanted to show you the U.S. dollar in the eyes of the Canadian dollar, folks. Now, this is a real interesting chart because it's shorter term, but it's going to show you the value of, you know, what we like to see, and that's AB equals CD. This comes from our good friend Jeff over there in Philly, and it worked. Oh, geez. Oh. I don't understand, folks. I do what I'm supposed to do, and it doesn't work. All right, let me change one thing here. Maybe if I change the scale for just a second, that might be enough to do it. Otherwise, it's about time to get the old burro and head him out into the old, hold on one second here, folks. Gee whiz, this is really great. Hold on one second. I've got to get this up here so we can see it one more time. How do you spell? No, I better shut up and keep my mouth shut. Take a look here. There we go. Yeah. No sense posting charts. Anyway, we got a guest coming up here in a little bit at the half-hour break. I don't know what I'm going to do the next 15 minutes because if I don't have a chart in front of me, I can't really say too much about it. But we do have one chart. I don't know if it's going to. I'll try one more time. I'm just to the point where I'm just ready to throw it out the window. It just when you have to work this hard at something and not get the charts to post like you want to. You know, that's shoot, as they say in Italian, the shoot. And then the way they say it in Israel is scheißes. Oh, that is just German. All right, let's take a break.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take your trading to the next level? Introducing Tom O'Brien's award-winning newsletter, Market Insights, your key to successful active trading. Tom O'Brien, renowned for his expertise in the financial markets, has designed Market Insights to be your daily guide to profitable trades. Tom publishes his daily Market Insights newsletter every market day before the market open, along with updates when warranted. Stay ahead of the game with Tom's real-time analysis and trade recommendations delivered straight to your inbox. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out, Market Insights provides the edge you need to navigate the markets with confidence. Ready to join the ranks of successful traders? Head over to TFNN.com and subscribe to Market Insights today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to supercharge your trading results. Market Insights comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee for all new subscribers, so you have nothing to risk. Don't miss out on this opportunity to revolutionize your trading game. Head over to TFNN.com right now to join the thousands of traders who have already experienced the power of Tom O'Brien's award-winning newsletter, Market Insights, firsthand. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has just launched their new trading room, the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. And now they are expanding their reach with the Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. In the Tiger's Den, you can look over the shoulders of Tom O'Brien and the other TFNN hosts while they analyze charts during their live Tiger TV programs, and join an interactive trading community with hundreds of members exchanging ideas. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day, even at night and on the weekends. The Tiger's Den at Discord is accessible on mobile or tablets as well, so it's always at your reach. To sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders, just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, as an early cameo today, we have Norm Winsky from Naples, Florida. Astro Trends on the line. Norm, what do you got for us today, my friend?
Hello, Larry. How you doing?
Hello, Norm.
So, Larry, I was on your show back on August the 14th, and I made some forecasts. So I had 6 points, as hopefully the folks can see on the screen there. And I'm going to review those quickly, and then we'll tell you what's coming up here in the next 10 to 14 days.
You've got plenty of time, so take your time.
So the afternoon of the August 15th, we had Jupiter lining up with Neptune, and we're going to be looking at cattle, cotton, and oil. Then we had a new moon in Leo at apogee the night of the 15th. And anytime we have a new moon, full moon, we round up the usual suspects: financials, grains, precious metals, and in this case, because the new moon was in Leo, I'll be emphasizing gold. Also should emphasize corn probably too. Then we had Helio Jupiter line up with Saturn. That's lines up for cattle, coffee, cotton, and oil. And then we had on the night of the 23rd, AC, by the way, if you don't know, is after the close. Then so after the close on the 23rd overnight, we had Mercury in Virgo turning retrograde, and that's corn, the grains basically, because the Virgo will be a bit of an emphasis on soybeans. And then the night of the 25th, we had the moon's north node 90 to the U.S. Pluto, so that's a U.S. point. And anytime we have that sort of thing, we look at U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and U.S. dollar. And then the night of the 25th, we also had geocentric Mars entering Libra, which would indicate looking at sugar and wheat. So here are the charts. Here we had 2 points for corn. Then we had the moon, the new moon, and Mercury retrograde. You see, we have a very nice low there for the corn on on the new moon. And then we had a bit of a high. Let's see, that's a bit of a top here. It took, that's like a one-day high there. It was a very small high there. You could have made a very small profit there on the Mercury retrograde. Here's soybeans. Again, you made a nice low on the new moon. Surprisingly, I was surprised Did not work so well on Mercury retrograde because it took 2 more days for the market to top out. Here's wheat. Wheat behaved a bit better. It had the new a low there one day later on the new moon. We did make a top on Mercury retrograde, and we had Mars into Libra, though. That didn't work so great. Well, I guess it bottomed the next day, but then it didn't hardly go anywhere. They just kind of went sideways lower. So not so good. So we had that's a red arrow. That's a miss. Green arrows are good. Red arrows are bad. Here's cattle. We went 50-50 on the cattle there. We had our point here for the cattle on the 5th, afternoon of the 15th. It went down 2 more days, so that's not good. But we did have a nice top here on our point for the 18th, which was the new, I guess the, oh, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. After the close of the 18th, right there. And so far, that was a nice top there. Then we had cattle, the same points for cotton. We had that point there, and the next day it made a low, and then we were also making it's the Jupiter-Saturn thing, right? And Saturn, Jupiter's in Taurus, so that's why we're doing cattle there, and also cotton here, because Jupiter's in Taurus, and it lined up with Saturn. And also you made a very nice low there on the cotton. Coffee, we had Saturn involved here at the same point as the cattle and the cotton, and that's coffee. And you can see there that was just past that low of the month right there. And then we had sugar, unfortunately did not work that great, and so that's a miss on the Mars into Libra. And then we have oil here. We had 2 points for oil. We had the let's see, we had Jupiter to Neptune. Neptune was oil, and you can see there that was okay. You made a low the next day and had a little pop up, and then you pulled back here again, and then you made another low and had a little pop up. We had potentially two small winners. And here's silver on the moon, and as Larry knows from early in his career there with his client there, was it Mary Rivers, who was trading the silver on the moon, I think. There's a nice low there, right past the low of the month for silver. And gold was just a mirror image of that, in that it made its low the next day, not the day before like silver did. And so there was pretty good there. S&P, I had 6 points for S&P because the S&P tends to potentially respond to all these points. And so we had 6 points. So the first 2, not good. We had that one there. That was a Jupiter-Saturn point right there. That was right just past that low there. That was very good. And then we had Mercury retrograde. That was good for about 100 handles down top there. And then we had these 2 points here, and not good. So those had 2 misses there. We had T-bonds. T-bonds did not respond very well there. And so that's a miss. But we did have this point, little pullback low here, and then it went higher. So we went 50-50 there on the bonds. Sideways, yellow is sideways. We don't do sideways. So we took a pass there. We did have our U.S. point over here, and the dollar made a nice top there. So we had, if you add up the green arrows, red arrows, we had 17 winners, 9 misses out of 26 for 65.38%. Obviously not one of my better ones. Here's the planetary index for last month, August. See how that did there? And it was pretty good for most of the month here. Went a little bit off the track here. And I sort of ironically, it made a top here on Mercury retrograde there when I was forecasting a low. So it inverted. That's what kind of things that happen when the planets go retrograde or direct. Here's what's coming up. Okay, I'm on here on Monday, but the 14th will be, there's my calendar, there we go, Thursday night. We'll be having a new moon in the sign of Virgo. I'm on here 4 days in advance to give you folks plenty of time to get a hold of me. We get you ready for what's coming up. Okay, we got, anytime we have a new moon, we round up the usual suspects, financials, grains, precious metals. In this case, because it's in Virgo, we'll be emphasizing soybeans. By the way, if I didn't say this before, stocks potentially respond to all events. So just assume the stock market is involved in all these. So here we go. We got Mercury turning direct, the opposite of Mercury retrograde, the night of the 15th. Anytime you have Mercury, that's the green. So we'll be looking at corn, soybeans, wheat. Also, the night of the 15th, over the weekend of the 15th, we have Saturn to the U.S. Venus. Anytime you have the U.S. stock chart, stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar, and the night of the 18th.
Norm, we got to pay a few bills, Norm. Stay with us. Stay with us. We got plenty of time, so we're going to be right back. We got 2 questions waiting for you, okay?
Okay.
We'll be right back.
The Gold Report. As a precious metal, gold is still king. It continues to hold the most effective safe haven and hedging properties across the global major trading hubs of the London OTC market, the U.S. futures market, and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. The Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his weekly gold report every Monday morning for subscribers, consisting of coverage of the XAU, HUI, GDX, the dollar, bonds, the South African rand, as well as 25 different mining equities with specific buy-sell recommendations. The Gold Report. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Subscribe to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report newsletter now at TFNN.com.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors. Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back. Norm, please continue, and then we've got a couple of questions at the end. Okay?
Okay, Larry, thank you. All right, when we went off to commercial land there, I was about to tell you about coming up Monday night, the 18th. We have Mercury 0 north latitude. When the planets get to 0 latitude, that's one of my high confidence top points. Anytime Mercury is involved, we look at the grains, corn, soybeans, wheat. And of course, the stocks are applied on all these. Then the night of the 21st, we have Mercury, another Mercury cycle. and it'll be corn, soybeans, wheat again. And then again, Mercury is going to get really busy here next week. And then the night of the 22nd, Mercury perihelion, if you don't know, that's from the Greek helios, is Greek for the sun. And so anytime you see helio in these words, that refers to the sun. Para means close. That would be Mercury at its closest point to the sun. The night of the 22nd again, it's Mercury. So corn, and because the sun is kind of involved, we also are going to emphasize corn because it's sunny, it's golden, and so is gold is golden. And then we also have soybeans or wheat. So those are your markets coming up here. And there we go. I've been doing this a long time now. I was just investing in college, made enough money to buy a membership on the then fledgling Chicago Board Options Exchange in 1975, and I did that for 12 years, and I've studied about everything that's rooted in nature. I like nature, and Gann, Elliott wave, astrophysics, astrology, music cycles, Fibonacci, you name it. Okay. So that was way back in the 70s. I started doing this, and then I was on the floor in Chicago for 12 years. So looking forward to helping some of the folks. I'll be happy to help you out, explain some of these terms and so forth, and answer your questions. If you'd like to give me a call at my phone here in beautiful Naples, Florida, is 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. Or you can email me at nwinski@yahoo.com, or you can call me anywhere in the world, on Skype at nwinski_1. Looking forward to helping some of the folks. Larry, please give me a call right away.
Here's your
questions.
We have a couple questions, okay?
Okay.
The first question is, explain the difference between Mercury retrograde and Mercury direct in layman's terms.
And Mercury direct, okay, about 3 to 4 times a year. First, let's talk about what that means. Retrograde, why is a planet retrograde? It's solely a geocentric phenomenon. In other words, from the point of view of the Earth, it's a relative motion thing. Okay, so it's like if you're driving on the highway doing 60 and somebody passes you doing 70, if you glance out your side window, it may appear to you for a moment that you're going backwards, but you're really not going backwards. But on a relative basis, Mr. Einstein would tell you your relative position is changing, and therefore the energy is changing. That's what happens when a planet stops its motion. Like when you throw a ball in the air, there's the moment where the ball doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, it's zero momentum, and that's station point. So the planet is normally going what we call forward or direct, and so there's a point where the Earth is passing Mercury, or Mercury's passing the Earth relative to the Earth, and you look up in the sky, and if you were plotting it, it would look like Mercury stops its motion, and then it starts going backwards, usually for about 3 weeks. At the end of the 3 weeks, then Mercury stops going backwards and turns direct. Direct is forward. Did I explain it?
That's just about absolutely perfectly. Now, the next question we have is there a difference in power between the full moon and the new moon? This is called from Stanley up in Idaho Falls. Which is the stronger?
I didn't quite get
stronger. That. What is stronger, the new moon, the full moon, and the new moon? Which is stronger?
I couldn't say. I was looking for both for possible change in trend.
Okay. The second question, there's a third question here is, which book would be the best starter book to learn astrology?
What's the best way to learn astrology?
The best starter book. The best starter book to learn astrology is what the young lady's asking.
All right, well, I'd say contact me. I'll help you. I have an astrology course. Help you learn astrology.
I guess that's going to be the answer. So tell them how to reach you again, please, slowly.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, you can reach me, call me, give me a call. I'm accessible. I don't have any layers of bureaucracy, just me, So 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. 3939, or you can email me at nwinski@yahoo.com, or call me on Skype, Nwinsky, NWINSK_1. Looking forward to talking with some of the folks, Larry.
Thank you, Norm, and we'll have you on again soon. So keep those cards and letters coming in, my friend.
Thank you very much, everybody.
You
Take
bet.
care. Hope to hear from you soon.
Okay, folks. Norm Winsky, Astro Chens, Naples, Florida. Beautiful place. The Beverly Hills of Florida, I've been told. It's where Rich Anderson used to live, actually. I want to take a quick look here at one of these charts, but I'm probably not going to be able to post it, folks. Unfortunately, I wanted to show you the German DAX because it's in a period of a very broad topping formation. And if it does, oh, this is no good. Oh, boy, something's not right here. Hold on one second here. I'll try to get it up one more time if I possibly can, but it's not in the gods. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this. I thought I had it figured out. Look at it. It doesn't even. Hey, Jacob, I want to tell you something, pal. This Discord thing ain't too good, in my opinion, but that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. So let's move on here. Just 1 second here. I want to get these things up here. Let's try to get these things up one more time. I just, as you can hear in my voice, folks, it's very frustrating when you can't get this thing to show up the way you want it to because you spent some time preparing it for the folks because you think that it's something that is relatively important. So I'm just going to go here to applications, and I'm going to try to do it this way and then go that way. Did it post? Are you kidding me? Shut the front door and raise the rent. It actually posted. Oh, this is great news. Okay, this is what we're looking at here in the German DAX. We actually held this low today, folks, and we had a pretty good rally starting out in here, but we're over some real critical times here in the market, so we want to pay close attention to these markets because we're going to have some huge swings like we've already had so far today, and that's the whole key. Now, since we got that one up, I want to show you the one on Mr. Appel who's down by the well, because that's the one that really God help me. I hope she does, because we're into the home stretch here. I want to get this up here and hit this, and maybe it'll come up. Gee whiz.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you ready to take your trading to the next level? Introducing Tom O'Brien's award-winning newsletter, Market Insights, your key to successful active trading. Tom O'Brien, renowned for his expertise in the financial markets, has designed Market Insights to be your daily guide to profitable trades. Tom publishes his daily Market Insights newsletter every market day before the market open, along with updates when warranted. Stay ahead of the game with Tom's real-time analysis and trade recommendations delivered straight to your inbox. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out, Market Insights provides the edge you need to navigate the markets with confidence. Ready to join the ranks of successful traders? Head over to TFNN.com and subscribe to Market Insights today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to supercharge your trading results. Market Insights comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee for all new subscribers, so you have nothing to risk. Don't miss out on this opportunity to revolutionize your trading game. Head over to TFNN.com right now to join the thousands of traders who have already experienced the power of Tom O'Brien's award-winning newsletter Market Insights firsthand. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
I posted the chart there of the DAX, and you see how it could act. I wanted to try to do the Apple one now. Since it worked, maybe the one on Apple would also work. So let's just, because the Apple has only made a 382 retracement, folks. But when you've got these going, well, that's not going to work right. Hold on. Maybe it'll do it this way. Let's try it. Nah, shit. I've had it. Anyway, we had a 382 retracement in Apple, folks, but when you have something come out like what Morgan Stanley did and give a price objective of something that's trading at 240 and they're going to give a price objective of 440, that takes a lot of guts and courage. And of course, big lead for those folks. God bless them. And, these markets can go wherever they want to go, and you've got to be careful. We watch NVIDIA go well above 500. We watched Eli Lilly go above 580. And that was just this real slow-moving one. So you've got to put your stops in on these things, and when the news does come out, it's going to be interesting. Now, one of the videos that I did post over the weekend, and that was, I thought, it was early Sunday morning when everything was running good before the electrical storm. I wanted to try to bring it up to you now, updated, because it's done pretty much what we had expected. And let's just get it up here. Golly gee. I hope Jacob's listening, because Jacob, you're about ready to lose an old member of the old team here, because I ain't going to put up with this stuff any longer, Bubba. This is no fun. I mean, I can't talk without a chart in front of me, for heaven's sakes. Let's get this up here and take a quick look at it here. We're going to go to applications first and then to screens and see if this will work. Anyway, folks, do yourself a favor. Take a look at the hourly chart over the last 4 days in the crude oil. And you'll see the first high came in at 88.03. The second high came, and this is after a $2 break. The second high came in at 88.11. And the third high, 88.18. So that's really important, because if we get above 88.18, we're going to have a beeline towards 89.50 in the crude oil. Now, we've had big moves in gasoline. We've had big moves in the heating oil, much like our friend Mike Moore of Moore Analytics said was going to happen. So that's why we're paying very, very close attention to these things, because when they go, they're going to go pretty fast. So that's why we're paying so close attention to them. Beautiful charts, unfortunately, unable to show what they are. We did have a question from someone, and that is about risk control. Folks, everything that I do is based on risk control, based on a $500 on most everything, with the exception of 3 things: gold, crude oil, and the S&P. Gold, you've got to use probably $11. In crude oil, you've got to use about 80 points or $800. And in the S&P, right now, as wild as the market is, you've got to risk about 15 handles or 750 points. That's it. You can see today we went from 62 to 92. That was twice that. See, so once you get past 750, there's nothing out there but 1,000, 1,500, and then your risk is too crazy, and you don't want to mess with those. Okay, so that's why I think it's important to pay attention to that, because if you can do that, you're going to be far better off than if you're sitting there. The two reasons that most people lose trading money in the commodity markets, based on the 10,000 accounts that Mark Douglas had from Merrill Lynch, that was his job, and I was fortunate enough to be able to help him way back in 1983. And most of the people lost because they either used too close a stops, in other words, a normal flutter of the market. And remember, stocks back in those days were trading quarter halves, and a commission on a commodity trade was $100. Now you're paying $4 or $5. So you can see the difference in the volume, because now the volume, they can handle anything. So you can do that, but you've got to give beyond the normal flutter of the market. Like in the S&P, it moves 3 to 5 points these days in a heartbeat without even doing anything. So you've got to figure out what that number is. And if you practice a little bit and watch what you're trading, you're going to be fine. Like if you're trading euro, you can easily use 40 pips in the euro, because if it goes beyond 40 pips, it's probably in a stronger trend. So you're risking $400. The Japanese yen, you got to risk a little bit more because it's a little bit more accurate. It's a little more active. You have to risk about 60 pips in that, or around $600. But almost all of them you can do for under $500 to $1,000. Only the gold and only the crude oil are the ones that you have to have a little bit more. S&P around 750. Sometimes, now 750 is enough, because if you don't get it right at 107.50, you can't do it. Remember the low we made, remember back here on September the 6th when we made the low, here we are on the 11th? That low was at 44.35, folks. It hit it twice. That was the exact 61% retracement of the low going back on August 26th. That's a heck of a move, folks. So that's why these things are important, and I hope that makes sense to you, because that's what I try to do when I'm doing these patterns like Gartley's, butterflies, 135s. Those are my standbys, and those work really good. You can't miss ABCDs. I mean, they're right there in front of you all the time. They got you right there where you can actually hold their hand and see what they're doing. So I'm giving you some information that I think is relatively important, and I believe in all these things that I do, just like today. Today's cycle day that I have, which is the Venus-Uranus square, is a big, big cycle. Now, we made a high today. We're probably going to go higher yet, but where are we going to be tomorrow? Will the market back off later tonight? And that shows as the high did come in today. So that's something that you want to pay attention to, because if you're going to be watching this overnight, which I'm going to be doing, I'm going to try to find myself a low-risk entry point, either a retracement at a 382, a small ABCD, a 135 pattern, where I can say, aha, this I can play with. And then once I have that, then I know that I'm in the ballpark of what I can predict, because all I can predict is how much I can risk. I can't predict anything other than that. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't profess to know what's going to happen next, okay? So remind yourself that it's not how much you make, it's how much you don't lose. And if you do that, you're going to be just fine on the day. I can say when that final tally comes up, you'll be doing just fine. And that's a whole key to what we're watching at as we're watching these markets trade as violently as we're seeing it now. Not as much as in Tesla. Of course, you can imagine being short Tesla today when it opens 6% higher than, which is 14 points from where you closed on Friday. That's not a very warm, cushy feeling, I'm sure. And those folks probably had options on. That means those puts, they were kaput on the open, and that's pretty much how it ended up. So I hope that information is important, because it's important to me, because that's how I learned how to do risk management, was when Mark was sitting here next to me here at this office talking to me about the importance of not risking very much. And I watched these famous traders come through here visiting with Mark, and by golly, they reiterated exactly what he said. Not how much money I make, it's how much money I don't lose, because I know I'm going to be there when the finish line comes, because I see enough trades along the way that gives me a really good chance of being on the right side of the market. So let's remind ourselves of that. But today is a key day, no matter what happens, and it could be wrong, which it might be. Let's take a break, folks. 877-927-6648. Billy Ray Valentine, Capricorn.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, we're back. Tomorrow's guest will be Mike Moore of Moore Analytics. On Wednesday, we're going to have Jeff Hughes of Alpha Insights. On Thursday, we're going to have Grace Morris of Astroeconomics. And on Friday, we have our main man, Mr. F18 himself, Jim Bartolioni, Black Bart, as he's known over there at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base here in Tucson, Arizona. Now, we're going to say one other thing, folks. Make sure you say some prayers for the folks in Marrakesh and all of Morocco. A lot of people have died, a very, very bad situation. And then also remember the folks that passed away on 9/11, plus the relatives of those folks that passed away later on because of the people that died, because of asbestos and all the other things that occurred, the responders and stuff like that. Very, 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 very sad time in our history. You never want to forget that, folks, because you live by the history, you die by the history. And so these are things you do not want to forget. We seem to be going much higher in these stocks, especially things like Tesla, and most probably the big things with Apple with their new i15 phone will be out, and they're going to have some wonderful things. I understand it makes coffee for you every morning, no matter where you are in the world. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just made it up because I thought it was funny, and I didn't get a very good laugh. So I'm going to end the show without any laughs today, and I would like for you to do something for me, and that is say a little prayer for the folks that's having a lot of trouble there in Morocco. I mean, that is really, really tough. I've been through 3 or 4 earthquakes in my life, 3 7s as a matter of fact, in California, and that's not much fun. So do that. That would be great. Try to help your neighbors as best you can and live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless, because, folks, that's all we got working for us is our friends and our relatives and helping each other out. So it's really important. So we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, and may God bless.